Episode number 16. This is Unplugged and Muted. I am your host, Ryan. Same host, same guy. New year, though. 2023, imagine that. This time I have Stateparks. They're a pop punk band from Ames, Iowa, my college town. And how I met them was they opened up for the home team, which was my episode 5, which was crazy. That was crazy enough. But these guys opened up. They put on one hell of a show. I'm like, dude, these guys are kind of sick. So I got to talking to them, and yeah, they're just very nice guys, very outgoing, make killer, badass music. Here's a little clip of their song Cowboy Killer. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I do. I know I did. And as always, thank you for watching. And thank you, Trevor, Jaydon, Spencer, and Kit for being on the podcast. Love you guys. And to everyone listening, I hope you all have a great new year. Thank you.
What if we both ran away just to say that we found something to do after that night at your place? I never ever felt like I did that day, but between you and me, the feelings never stayed. What if we both ran away just to say that we found something to do after that night at your place? I never ever felt like I did that day, but between you and me, the feelings never stayed.
There we go. We're recording now. We're good. After many technical difficulties, we're now live on Unplugged and Muted. I have Stateparks today, pop punk from Ames, Iowa. I think it's cool that you guys are from Ames, Iowa, because I know you guys opened up for the home team at the MU. What do you guys think about that?
That was a blast. That was one of the funnest shows we've ever played, I think.
Yeah, it was cool to be able to play with a group that's more like recognizable than anything we've ever done before, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. Was that the biggest band you guys opened for?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
That's neat.
It is. We've opened up for like Keep Flying and Fury and Few, but they're not quite as big as the home team.
Yeah. Are they... Well, okay, so like pop punk, I would say it's kind of like everywhere. Like there's different sounds and bands can make and stuff. It's just like metal. It's like I feel like there's even like more subgenres in like pop punk. Like the home team is like way different than like Dance Gavin Dancer, like, you know, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So like how did you guys kind of like just say, oh, this is how we want Stateparks to sound like, at least with what you have put on Spotify and what you guys play live?
I'd say for me, at least, it's something that's ever changing. Like, I know with the stuff that we've been writing recently, we've been trying to do like some different stuff instrumentally. So I think a lot of it is based off of what we're listening to at the time. And that's obviously going to be a big influence on our writing style. But like you said, there's like a big subgenre and then all these different subgenres, like an umbrella kind of thing. So I feel like that's kind of nice about this genre, that you can kind of get away with doing a lot of different stuff and still making sense.
Yeah, that's kind of the beauty of music now as compared to like the old days, right? Like maybe like the 80s, 70s, or 60s. It's like now there's so many different subgenres that you can just be like, oh, well, I listen to maybe, I don't know, drum and bass, EDM, but I also listen to like Knocked Loose. So I'm going to make my own subgenre based off that, right? That's kind of that's the nice thing. But no, who was it wearing the Knocked Loose t-shirt at the home team concert?
Well, that would have been Jaydon.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that caught my eye immediately. I'm like, that's awesome. So then that kind of made sense in my head that you guys would fit nicely as an opener for the home team since they're all like deathcore based musicians going into pop punk. So I don't know if you guys like deathcore a lot. I personally do.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Have you guys seen any bands this year?
Yeah.
I guess
We saw Knock Loose.
I haven't really seen any deathcore bands, yeah, but we've been to a lot of
Hardcore.
We're hardcore kids
Yeah.
for sure, so we're always going to hardcore shows.
Yeah, with
Tuesday's
the
Cowboys, they're pretty close.
yeah, absolutely. The Knocked Loose concert, was that the one in Des Moines in like April?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we saw him at Knotfest in
2021 in
yeah,
September.
last year. Yep.
Really, they were at Knotfest too, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, they played at noon.
Oh, that's an opener right there.
Oh,
Knocked
man.
Loose is sick, man. I love them.
It was Turnstile and then Knock Loose. And then it was...
Is that similar to
Tech Nine.
Knocked Loose? Or what's Turnstile? I haven't heard of them. I know Tech Nine though.
Turnstile is like a dancey hardcore band. I don't know. That's probably the best way I can describe them, I think. But they're sick. You should check them out.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. It's like as much as I love like the small intimate shows, I really need to like start going to like festivals and stuff and like learning about, the smaller bands that are opening up that I still haven't heard yet. Right? Like
Yeah.
I've been to like Summerfest a couple times, but it's like 10, 12 stages in like a whole amusement park. So it's like you're not going to hear everyone, but you still get to go around and choose what you want to listen to. That's kind of the nice thing. It's like you're like, oh, who's playing heavy metal or hardcore or pop punk now, right? It's like, But what would you guys say started your guys' individual musician careers?
What's that?
What made you want to get into music? Like, were you guys playing music before Stateparks, like individually on your own or other projects?
I think all of us, like, none of us were in any projects before this, but
Yeah.
we were all really into music, but everybody liked a lot of different stuff.
Mhm.
So we just figured why not. We got bored during quarantine and said why not start a band since we all play instruments anyways.
Yeah. So, do you guys know each other a lot, like way before quarantine, or just like maybe a year or two before that?
Some of us did, yeah. We all kind of met Trevor right before quarantine. Jaydon and Trevor lived next to each other. And they're like, oh, I play guitar. Oh, I play guitar. We should start a band. And then the rest of us kind of just fell in from knowing Jaydon.
Yeah, and everybody else in the band went to high school together besides Trevor.
Yeah.
So we've all known each other for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you guys go to high school at?
Fort Dodge. Yeah.
Dirty Dodge.
And Trevor, are you native to Ames?
No, I'm from Northeast Iowa, a really small town. It's called West Union. So it's probably like an hour and a half northeast of Waterloo, like that area.
Yeah. Because like I take like the northeast side of Iowa up to Minnesota for family, so it's like I bet I've passed through around there. I just
Probably.
haven't paid attention to road signs or anything.
Yeah, really, really small town.
Yeah. So what brought you over to, or what city do you guys meet in?
It was all in Ames. Yeah,
All in Ames? Did you guys all go to Iowa State?
I did. I think. Yeah, Jaydon did. I did, and then
We're all dropouts except Trev.
Hey, if it's not your thing, man, it's not your thing. I cannot tell you how many times. So I'm personally a cybersecurity engineering major, and just the fact that it appends the word engineering to the last thing of my major, it's like, hey, you're taking Calc 1, 2, 3, all this crap, man. It's like, I can't tell you how many times where I'm just like, you know what, I'm done. Like, I've treaded that line with my toes so many times, but I was like, I can't give up yet, man. It's my senior year and it's paying off, so.
yeah, you can do it, man.
Yeah. Stick with it. Why not?
Yeah, you're right
Oh, yeah.
there.
I know, it's like, it's too late to back out now, man. I already got through all the hard classes, but what did you major in, Trevor?
I did anthropology and archaeology, so I'm in the perfect career path for that.
Yeah. What did you want? Do you want to do anything with it specifically, or are you just trying to have a
I think
degree?
it'd be cool to. I don't know. I'm really into like natural history, that kind of stuff. I'd like to get into museum work at some point, I think.
Yeah. I feel like that would.
Be able to identify any bug or any rock.
So when you guys are touring, he's like, "Hey guys, by the I know you don't care, but here's this." Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. No, I mean, hey, someone's got to run the museums. Personally, it's not for me, but I feel like there are people who do like museums, and I actually have a friend back in the Quad Cities getting her master's in like museum stuff,
Cool.
right? So, and I'm like, hey, whatever makes you happy. I'm not one to trash on other people's majors unless you're an English major, because I just don't think that's a degree. But, you know, I think working at a museum, like if you eventually do get into it, and hopefully if you want to, you do. But I feel like that would be nice if you want to like tour a lot and actually take state parks far, or whatever music project you want to get into. So, like, just like I feel like a museum's not a very like dedicated job. But I might be wrong. I don't know. Yeah. But what? Okay, so I've been looking at your guys' Instagram. Just like, well, where are these guys like played for shows? And is it mostly just around Iowa, Illinois, and like neighboring states?
Yeah, we haven't gotten too far yet.
Yeah, thus far. We're planning a tour in March, though, trying to expand a little bit.
That'd be sweet. I think it'd be really neat to see you guys get out there. Just notice like some band from like college town just made it. I think that'd be a cool win story because it's like all right. I actually do like you guys' music a lot. And what's the one? Hold on, I'm pulling up my Spotify list real quick here. It's what is it? Cowboy Killer.
Hell yeah.
The tremolo picking and the reverb. That's nice. That little bit in there, I'm like, that's such a nice little bit.
I think that was almost like a last decision kind of thing too when we were recording it.
Yeah, we just kind of threw that on there because it fit.
Yeah, no, that was really nice. And it's like, to me, pop punk, like when I first started listening to like pop punk or like stuff like Oasis or very similar type music like that, the vocals, it takes a second to get used to if you're not used to, you know, kind of like that slight off key singing, but it works. To me, it works with your guys' sound. I think State Parks has an already very well defined sound. But what I did really like at the show was like the little mini breakdown at the end. And I'm like, I can't remember who I told. It was somebody. But I'm like, you guys need to do like more heavy stuff too.
That's in the future for sure.
Yeah, I think the new stuff is going to be a little bit heavier than what we've done so far. So
yeah, no, I am 100% down. Because I don't know how much you guys know the home team discography, but like their last song, Danger, on the Slow Bloom album, that's pristine. That's a nice little, that's nice pop punk to me. But no, I don't know. I'm just kind of like everywhere with music. I don't know how you guys are. Like some days I'll be like listening to like, I don't know, maybe like Leonard Skinner. Next day, Knocked Loose. Next day, dubstep, right? I'm just like, I'm going around the Monopoly board, man.
Yeah. I think you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Different taste in.
Well, all right. So you guys pop punk and a little bit of hardcore stuff. What would I not guess you guys to listen to that you do actually listen to?
I listen to a lot of country, unironically.
Or like,
sorry.
no, hey, I'm not gonna trash you, not to your face, but I'm kidding. But no, I actually did have a Johnny Cash face, so I can't trash you too much, right? I really liked Folsom Prison Blues and all that, but no, what draws you to country?
I just really like the scrunky, twangy guitars, and I just really like hearing some country dude, you know, just basically sing about shit that I do, like going to work and drinking beer. Like that just speaks to me on a personal level.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm not talking like super Nashville stuff. I'm talking about like those Appalachia boys
Yeah.
that grew up with just absolutely nothing. That stuff speaks to me.
Yeah. The more rugged parts of the country music. Yeah.
Yeah, like I know they're calling it outlaw country right now just because it's just super grimy country, but it's good stuff.
So if I want to listen to outlaw country, who are you gonna recommend to me?
So you're gonna want to look for like Tyler Childers. Shit, man. There's so many good ones right now. You know, yeah, no, it's like a whole genre. It's actually kind of becoming mainstream now, which is too bad, but it's pretty hard not to come across anymore. It's really sad. I'm gonna have to stop listening to it if it gets any bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how I felt with Polyphia after Goat made it all over TikTok. But the nice thing is though is like Polyphia is just too good to my ears, so I just can't stop listening to it. Have you guys heard the new song Ego Death with Steve Vai?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I I don't know what they do to their sound engineer to make them sound like that. Like I don't know if they just like throw them in a room for like a week straight, be like you don't get any food or water until this is done.
Right.
But
It's so like bubbly sounding. I don't even know how to describe it. It's
Yeah.
like I don't know. Everything's like poppy, and I know they do a lot of like the slap style riffing, but
Oh, yeah.
everything's so like percussive sounding.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
I think they just have more money than God right now too.
yeah, no, but I just had a guy on here. Did you guys were you attentive to the Monuments tour? They just came through Des Moines and Iowa City.
No,
I
I
don't
don't think
know.
so.
Really?
Do you guys know Monuments?
Yeah.
I don't.
They're progressive metal from somewhere over in Europe. I'm not gonna say exactly because I don't know exactly. I'm not trying to have that on the record, right? But no, I just saw them in Des Moines though. It was Monuments, and I don't know if you know Andy Sizik, if that's a name that's familiar to you. But he just joined Monuments like a year or two ago, and they just came through Des Moines. They had Sammy Baller open up for them, and then a singer. He's kind of like it was interesting. So Sammy Baller's like, I don't know, spiritual instrumental rock. All of his riffs are like super tappy, just loaded with reverb and just shreddy solos and stuff. And then Asenger's like this crazy one man live EDM artist, so he's like using a looper pedal and everything live. And and then he has a Telecaster. It sounds like he's using something like Tim Henson, but like imagine just like dubstep kind of right on his guitar live. It's just super cool. See that you need a launch pad and everything, but then you're bringing out progressive metal to follow that. So it's like you're getting hit with so many different like musical emotions in one concert. That was cool. But yeah, then I had Sammy Baller on the podcast as the last guest, so you guys are gonna be following him. I think this is gonna be episode 16. But he is actually gonna be working with Polyphia as sound engineer. Or I think he did. So it's like, yeah, he's gonna really have that nice poppy sound. His music. But do you guys do all your engineering for sound design in house, or do you third party it?
We actually do all of that stuff. Like, I guess what do you mean, like for recording and stuff, or for like,
Recording, mixing, mastering.
Oh yeah, we actually do. There's a studio over in Iowa City called Flat Black, and the engineer there, Luke Tweedy, pretty much did most of it. I mean, we were hands on with all of it,
Yeah.
kind of telling him what we want to hear, but he was making all the moves and all the final decisions and stuff.
Yeah. So at that time when you went there, what bands were really inspiring you guys?
Personally, like for guitar and stuff, I'm like a big Counterparts nerd, so I love those guys. They're my favorite band, so that's always kind of crept in there. And like Cowboy Killer, I think you can hear that influence the most probably.
Yeah.
But at that time, I was listening to a lot more like Midwest emo stuff too, so I think that's where some of the more like wheedly guitar parts come later on the EP.
Is that the term for that?
Wheedly,
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. That as another, I have guitars too, and as another guitarist, I can confirm that is the correct term. But what? Okay, so I can't remember what your guys' guitars were. Someone had a really sick Ibanez, I think.
Yep, that was Jaydon.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, dude, that was such a sick guitar. The other one was neat too. It was I can't even remember it. I was just so fascinated by the Ibanez. Like that's such a sick finish, man.
Yeah, that thing's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. So
It's broken though. It's all banged up right now, so that's kind of sad.
But it's only on the back of it though, so you can't tell.
Yeah.
what happened to it? What do you do?
That's a really good question. I was in the process of moving, and I took it out, and it had a big old crack in the finish, and it's all peeling off on the back, and I'm really sad about it.
That sucks. I mean, if it makes I'll show you something that's on my guitar. I'll help you get you feeling better. So I actually bought it this way though, but I don't know if you can see. There's like this big ass gouge, like that. But
Bummer.
yeah, but this retails like $1,400. I got it for like $700 because of that. And the front's fine, right? So I'm like, I don't care.
It was dope.
Is that a Sustainiac on the bridge?
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a Sustainiac on there. Yeah, so it has active pickup, Sustainiac, and a kill switch. And then it has a Floyd Rose setup too. That thing's just like
Playing hella events sevenfold with that or what?
Ironically, a little bit, then a little bit of Lamb of God too.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
classic, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm really practicing Laid to Rest and Walk with Me in Hell right now. If you like Walk with Me in Hell, if you like deathcore too, Fit for an Autopsy just did a Walk with Me in Hell cover. And it's in like,
I did
yeah,
not see that.
yeah. It's I. If I were to guess, most were such drop A or drop G, but I would say this one's probably in drop G. It sounds. They definitely down-tuned the crap out of that song. It was awesome. It's pretty
We're gonna
sick.
have to get 7 strings to compete one of these days.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to be 7-string pop punk and stuff.
Are you
Like
actually? Yeah, dude. Freaking
yeah.
John just had an 8-string Aristides out for half the show.
Yeah, that thing was sweet.
Yeah, yeah. I told him at the end of the show, I'm like, hey, nice casually flexing the 8-string. The only
They
thing,
get pretty low though at
Yeah.
times.
yeah, yeah. The only thing that kind of made me sad about the home team set was John was playing more of a rhythm to the bass line too. Well, I'm like, it's the beginning of the tour. I'm like, it's like they're not even on tour yet, really. I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
It was just so cool to see
They're on their
them.
way.
Yeah, they're touring now. I can't even remember what number show on there, but they started 3 days after September 26th. So like, I think the 29th they started. But yeah, they're tearing the MU stage up. I don't know if you guys saw that. That was funny.
Yeah, it was a fun show. It's fun. to
Oh
watch.
yeah, yeah. No, you guys set the level pretty high, and then it was nice to see that the home team was just like maybe only 1 or 2 notches above you guys. But it's like you guys were like, I went in there expecting nothing. I'm like, that's just how I always am with bands I don't know, because then it's like I like not having any expectation, because then I can just be blown away regardless. You know, it's like, and then I don't know. To me, it's like finding out bands for the first time. I almost enjoy them live more rather than listening to like on Spotify. But that's why I'm like, hey, I gotta go see them again, right? It's something to encourage me to get back out there, and that gives you guys an opportunity to keep playing shows and everything. Well, I'm really gonna try to get like 2 or 3 people to come out to that house party next Saturday. Yeah.
definitely should.
Yeah.
Bring a costume too. We're gonna be doing a giveaway for best costume of the night.
Yep. Be some prizes.
What kind of do you have like a costume theme, or is this like a free for all?
Free for all.
Whatever we think is the best costume, I guess.
What? All right. What defines the best costume?
Oh, it could be anything.
We have a list of 52 categories and then 12 more subcategories, and each subcategory has 14 check boxes that the qualifications need to be met to qualify for best costume.
Do you have this handy on you right now so I can review it?
All locked up.
All locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. No. That. So is it gonna be what kind of Halloween party is it gonna be?
One in a garage.
Yeah.
One in the garage, live music. Hey, that's gonna be nice. So are you guys gonna be playing unreleased music?
Just one song.
Probably one, yeah.
We played it at the home team show. It's the song that had the breakdown at the end.
It's called the Scoosh.
I like that. I didn't know if that was just like an improv thing you guys did at the end of your sets. Do you guys know Signs of the Swarm?
I'm not familiar, no.
I think so.
They're pretty heavier deathcore. I would say on like the lines of Lorna Shore deathcore, if that's your cup of tea.
Sure.
Yeah,
That new one is sick.
yeah. The new album, oh my god, dude.
It's so good, man.
It's stupid how good. Like, I don't know if you guys like looking at like reviews and like breakdowns of stuff like for sound engineering, but the Charismatic Voice on YouTube got access to like isolated vocal tracks of like all the Pain Remains songs, and that was really cool to listen to. Just seeing all the different layering that they do for the vocals. But
Yeah,
no.
The production on that record makes it feel like obviously it's heavy as hell, but it's like they're still songs too, you know, and like I don't know, that whole record feels like watching a movie or something.
Yeah, even the music, they have music videos for all 3 of the Pain Remains songs on there. Like, I don't even know how many minutes it all is together. I would say almost like 20. It's like a trilogy soundtrack. And and they made like a whole story about it. It was like just mental health awareness, I believe. So I thought that was pretty cool. But
Have you listened to that Jaydon, what's that Origami Angel EP, the heavier one called?
Oh,
Turn.
no, depart.
Depart. Yeah.
Depart. Yeah, if you haven't listened to that, that one's really good too.
Depart by who?
Origami Angel.
Origami Angel.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to. I love listening to new music. I wanted more of my friends to. I want to make like a group chat on Snapchat. It's just like, hey, just send me like the most absurd music you're listening. It's like I don't. If it's a TikTok sound, I don't want to hear it. If it's on the radio, I don't want to hear it. I want to hear like stuff that's not being recognized and should be. Like that's what I like. Yeah. So and then I think I even shared a couple of my friends your guys' music, especially Cowboy Killer. Like music that's definitely in my library. I'm like, I gotta show this. Then at my last bonfire, I had my buddy over, and I think I was showing him your guys' music, and he liked that little tremolo picking and Cowboy Killer too. We're also drinking pretty good too, so I think he was just like, wow, everything sounds awesome right now. Right.
Yep.
That's what we tell people when they see us live. It's like, hey, get drunk. You'll enjoy it a lot more.
Yeah. I would say the best concert I've seen this year was Beartooth, mostly just because that was the one I was drinking at.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That was, if you guys, that's kind of hardcore. I don't know. I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the Disgusting album is my favorite since that's just more raw.
Oh,
in my
sure.
Yeah, I really like it.
That guy. So I love Caleb from Attack Attack mostly, but Beartooth is sick too.
Yeah, people have been sending me the new Attack Attack stuff, but I haven't gave it too much of a listen. Is it good?
It's all right. I mean, I don't think it's like most of the original. I think there's only like one original member in it still, so it definitely feels different, but it's solid.
Yeah, yeah. I appreciate a band that can get like a whole roster change, but still, produce good music that can still be, labeled as like for example, you guys got new Stateparks band members. It's still nice to see a band that you once liked still making halfway decent music, rather than just all go down the hill. Like for example, I don't know if you guys know Motley Crue, but Vince Neil was not always in the band, and when they had John Corabi in there, they had the worst output ever. And then they're like, all right, Vince, we need you back. But it's like Motley Crue they should have stopped after Dr. Feelgood and just called it a trip.
I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so first speaking about my music career, Motley Crue started it. No bullshit. 2014, they had their final tour, and my parents were like, "Hey, we liked Motley Crue. Let's take Ryan over to Motley Crue." That might have been the worst decision they ever did, because after that, I didn't want to go to college. I'm like, I'm gonna play guitar. But here I am at college. They got me here, but no, that was. I had like an electric guitar since I was like 7, but I was 7. I'm like, am I really gonna be playing guitar? No, I'm gonna be playing video games, right? And go playing with friends. But then after that show, I'm like, I want to be Mix Mars, right? Minus all the back problems, right? But
Yeah.
so I actually like taught myself with like Rocksmith. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
Yeah.
But like that's how I got my put on the training wheels in. No bullshit. It's like Guitar Hero for real guitar. Like it's
Oh yeah.
it's nuts how crazy it actually taught me. I mean, granted, I'm just like, hey, let's just play songs over and over until we can play them halfway good, right? It's like I wasn't practicing with a metronome. I wasn't practicing scales or really anything. I'm just like practicing. I'm basically just driving my head into the wall until the wall breaks, right? I'm not picking up any tools to help get through the wall. I'm just going against it. But no, I don't know. Now I'm just a YouTube and Ultimate Guitar guy, or like watching the Rocksmith stuff. It's like I can sight read the stuff on there now. I don't know if.
Yeah.
How did you guys get good at guitar or bass for Kit?
I have a pretty similar experience, I suppose. Like I saw Deftones live, and I was like, okay, yeah, so we're playing guitar now. And then when I first started playing, attempted to learn songs that were like way out of my skill range. Like I was trying to learn like August Burns Red songs like 3 months into playing guitar. And then I kind of like realized how easy like pop punk and stuff was to play comparative to that. So I started learning a lot of like A Day to Remember because they're like the combination of heavy and pop punk, you know?
Yep.
And then once I started actually learning full songs, it was like, oh, okay, I get it now. And then I went back and kind of learned like basic scales and like mild chord theory, but I'm kind of an idiot when it comes to guitar. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just know what sounds cool.
Yeah, me too, dude. That's all. I'm a poser. I'll be honest. I don't know what I'm doing half the time.
Me either.
I see. The problem is like being a poser. I don't know if you run this issue too, Jaydon, but I'll be watching a Chica or Tim or some crazy 14-year-old on Instagram that just lives, breathes, dies guitar every day, and I'm just like, what's the point? What's the point of me playing? You know, it's like I'll never be able to be that good, but then I listen to like Laid to Rest and be like, I can play that though, right? So
Exactly. Yeah, and it's
like,
all relative, man. You only
yeah.
have to play to like the kind of music that you're trying to make, you know? I can't remember where I heard that quote, but you only have to be as good as the music you want to play, you know?
Yeah.
So luckily for us, we play kind of dumb guy pop punk riffs. So
Word.
I don't have to be that good.
Yeah. No, I see. When you bring it to that perspective, it's like, yeah, sure. It's like, you know, if you can fit the box, that's all that matters. You don't need to fit the biggest box in the world, right?
Oh, for sure.
But my problem is, it's like, I like impressing people, and maybe that's just my red flag. I don't know, but I like listening to like Eddie Van Halen or like Mick Mars guitar solos. Like, I want to be able to write shit like that, right? That was what ultimately brought me into guitar and like playing Guitar Hero. All like that was probably I'd probably have an embarrassing amount of hours, probably at least 500, 600 hours in Guitar Hero, my childhood. But I was like practicing. I could play Through the Fire and Flames on expert like 96% accuracy.
Damn.
So
Yeah,
it's
I never
like,
had that patience.
yeah, see, so it's like I did it because I'm like I just have to share this fact with people that I can do this, right? So it's like I always like pushing myself harder, but then when you start like playing like crazy progressive metal or even listening to animals as leaders and your brain just starts short circuiting, you're just like, yeah. But no, I definitely relate to you, Jaydon, with trying to play stuff that's way above your skill level right when you start. But
Yeah, I think it's good though, you know. I mean, I probably got like a lot of bad technique and stuff from like trying to teach myself songs that were really hard, but I don't know, I feel like it made me better in the long run probably by trying to, you know, get too big for my britches.
Push your limits.
So when I first started taking guitar lessons, day one, when I sat down, I told my guitar teacher I wanted to learn Master of Puppets. And he told me, he was like, well, here's a G chord actually.
yeah. Yeah. I had a very similar experience. So actually, like, I was playing like Rocksmith for like a year before I took guitar lessons. Same experience. I'm just like, hey, here's kind of like what I know. I was playing like Blitzkrieg Bop by the Ramones, thinking I'm hot shit when it's like 3 power chords. But you know, we all have that nice thinking we know it all phase, and then you play it 2 more years and like, I was an idiot. But no, I think I don't know. I'm getting into pop punk more now that I listen to the Home Team. It was crazy. They're actually like my 3rd podcast guest, and I'm nobody in Iowa, man. Like, who am I? And they're like, yeah, we'll do a podcast with you. Just like, shut up. Like, come on. Right? It was cool though. But that's so it's just crazy if you think about like all the different causations that lead to each other, right? So it's like if the Home Team wouldn't have done my podcast, I mean, I wouldn't even know they were coming to the MU because they told me on the podcast, like, yeah, actually, we're gonna play our first show in Iowa. I'm like, oh, where? In Ames. I'm like, I go to Iowa State, dude. Like, you know, I was just like, what are the odds of that? So it's like, if I didn't go to that show, if they didn't say yes to being on the podcast, if I didn't get addicted to watching Jared Dines on YouTube, I wouldn't have even known about Brian, right? So it's just cool to see how all the different things in life connect like that. I don't know if you guys ever like get tripped up on that.
Sometimes. Yeah, synchronicities.
Is that the actual definition?
I don't know.
It might,
Say words.
yeah, you might be able to sell me on it. I'll put that in my dictionary too. But no, so if you were to tour with anybody, who would you bring on the tour with you to define what you guys are shooting for a sound, like right now? Because I know you guys said you're shooting to lean a little bit heavier.
Trevor, what do you got? Who's your dream lineup?
God, I think Knuckle Puck would be fun to tour with.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think Turnstile would be fucking dope to tour with.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, yeah, stuff along those lines I think would be really fun. I like the more kind of creepy stuff.
Knock loose.
Oh yeah, that's a must. That would be
Style,
so.
maybe.
Yeah, it was crazy that Knocked Loose concert. Didn't they have like Kublai Khan on there?
Yeah.
Then Movements.
Movements. Yeah.
So it's basically the same genre lineup, right? If you guys were to tour with
yeah.
them, this is like get your name out there and do it, man. I thought that was crazy. That that really shocked me when they're like, it was like the same thing with the Monuments. It's like they had, just vibey tappy riffs, and then I don't know. I wouldn't say it's edgy EDM, but like darker EDM, and then progressive metal. It's like those are things that don't even like probably aren't even on someone's playlist except mine.
Well, I think like and nowadays there's a lot of tours going on like that though, and I think it's just because everybody listens to kind of like what we were talking about at the beginning. Like everybody listens to everything now, so people are building like these weird lineups, but somehow it all works and it makes a lot of sense together.
Yeah, and actually, I actually like that people are doing it now because, it's like sure I could listen to deathcore or hardcore all day, but if I'm like okay, like let's say I want to go see Beartooth and they bring on some like rapper, I'm like oh this is actually kind of cool, right? It helps people break out of their comfort zone a little bit. I feel like that's what people need when it comes to music because there's so much music out there. It's almost like a crime to yourself to like limit yourself to only like genre. So forcing people to listen to different things, like oh hey, me and this person vibe, maybe you'll like them too. But I don't know. I think it'd be neat to get like someone from every like main genre on a tour together, right?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like have like
I like when like albums come out too that like have a lot of features with artists that you wouldn't really necessarily put into the category of the kind of music that it is, if that makes sense.
yeah, like how the home team had Veil of Maya.
Yeah, like stuff like that.
Yeah, that's really neat. Or like even if it's just like, hey, we're gonna pull this person that also does this, right? So it's like if you had Lucas on from Veil of Maya, like the home team did. Oh well, maybe we'll do like a softer pop punk song, right? But that's I don't know. Who do you guys want to have on that's multi-genre, like different than your guys' stuff?
I'm going Taylor Swift. I would
Taylor
love
Swift?
Taylor Swift on a track, dude. That'd be so fun.
That would be wild. That'd be nice.
She never responds to my DMs though, so I don't think I have much of a chance with that one, but maybe one day.
Make it a series on TikTok. Just be like day one of trying to collab with Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
I
maybe
want
that'll
Mark
work. I don't know.
McGrath.
You said what, Trevor?
I said I want Mark McGrath.
Oh. Deep cut.
Yeah. Sugar Ray can get it, dude.
Trying to see Chris Gaines on the track.
Yeah.
No, like in all seriousness, I don't really know. I just think it'd be fun. Like, we're a local band, so we don't really get an opportunity to work with like really anybody outside of each other most of the time. So I think it'd be cool to work with really anybody on anything, anybody who would actually like want to take the time to work on a song with us. I think that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And what's cool is so like I said, I'm from the Quad Cities, and there's this progressive metal band that from there called Doppelganger. They've been a band for about 7 or 8 years now. But do you guys know who 1056 is?
Yeah, I know them. They're sick.
Yeah, so their vocalist Aaron Matz, they actually reached out to him, be like, "Hey, we need a guest vocalist on our new track." It's crazy just to see like local, well, from my hometown, getting to work with. I'd say 1056 is getting pretty. But
yeah, definitely.
yeah, it's just cool to see that. So it's like definitely don't like keep it out of your mind. Maybe you will collab with Taylor Swift someday. You just gotta keep going at it for a couple of years. That would be wild. That'd make me so happy for you guys because I just think that'd be the funniest thing. Not funny out of I can't believe it happened, but just like I just never thought it would happen, but I'm so happy it did, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What would
Yeah.
you guys do? Like genre wise?
Oh,
Would you
I don't even know. She's just like the best songwriter alive right now, probably. So whatever she wanted to do, I'd be like, "Yep, as long as we can play guitar on it, I'm in."
We'd probably get her on like a down tempo shoegaze song.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
that Evanescence vibe going.
Yeah.
That would be kind of sick. That would be. Have you ever just thought of like, I really like this person, like imagine like the home team actually did do deathcore or like hair metal, just to like imagine how they'd even like sound. So it's
Yeah.
like I like playing with different like genre ideas and like well, how would like Motley Crue sound if they were like modern metal? You know, just stuff like that. No, so have you guys always all played pop punk, or have you guys like started in like other stuff like?
Pop punk never entered my brain until I joined this band. Never listened to punk at all. Did not care one bit.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah.
I mean, I just didn't care at all. Like we learned a Blink 182 song and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, that song. I love that song." And I'm like, "What even is this song?" Yeah, I had never even heard about it and apparently it's like a classic, just a staple in the genre.
Hey, if you can perform it, why not?
Now I'm into it, but I was like I was trudging different waters for a little bit.
So what did you start playing when you started with guitar?
So I just only wanted to learn Led Zeppelin and Metallica because I was like 9 years old when I started playing guitar. That's all I wanted to play. So now pretty much my entire guitar style is like down picking and just super heavy handed. Like I have absolutely no dynamics in my playing because of it.
I like that
Just
you
all
say
gas,
that.
no breaks.
Yeah, I like that you say that. You're just a down picking machine. But did you say you knew Monuments or not?
Oh, I don't know monuments.
Go watch any playthrough by John Brown. He's their rhythm guitarist. Well, I think he's a freak with his right hand. Like, but no, really, he's just a down picking freak, just like Kirk Hammett. It's like those two guys. I respect guitarists. Like, I just love someone's like picking technique. And I'm like, wow, they got it down, right? Like they just have their own tone just with how they pick. But if you ever, yeah, oh yeah, you can get way harder of accents and stuff like that too with down picking. But if you ever doubt yourself with, oh, you know, I should be alternate picking too. No, just go watch John Brown and all your insecurities will go away. I promise you. But yeah, that's mostly like progressive metal stuff. But it's like it's live. It's almost, you know, just if you're just constantly just down picking, it's some people think it could be like a better show rather than just going like that, you know.
I've broken like a lot of the thicker strings during shows. Like I've broken D strings while we were performing before, and that kind of sucks. But
Yeah.
you know,
I imagine.
we always keep an extra Telecaster on hand just in case.
Yeah. How do you like the Telecaster?
It's really such a nice guitar. You know, obviously the bridge pickup gets a little thin when you're trying to get super heavy, but the extra scale length on those really helps with the down tuning stuff that we do. I will say the way that it's cut out, because it's cut out like just a flat piece of wood, the part that touches like your ribs, you can kind of feel it after a while. Like it's not the most comfortable guitar, but they just look so sick.
Yeah. Well, to me, I like the sound too of a Telecaster. I think it's especially for like Midwest emo and pop punk. I think Telecasters are just like, well, all right, even country. I'll admit that Telecasters even sound nice for country. But that's one of my to get guitars.
Telecaster is the working man's guitar.
Yeah, but it's like, so I got this guitar in like May, and I was just looking on like GuitarCenter.com. I still shop on guitar. But
Support
No.
local bands, man.
no, I know. Well, my thing is just like Sweetwater is also like notoriously great for like their customer service. Like I bought like one $20-$30 thing a year later, the same guy that rang me up was like, "Hey, dude, how you doing? You know, how's that thing?" Literally named the exact thing I bought a year later. I mean, I know it's in their database and everything, but it was just cool to have someone reach out and be like, "Hey, do you need anything?"
Great.
Yeah, they're a great company.
Yeah, shout out to my sales engineer Kyle. He's great.
That's where I got my amp is Sweetwater.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because I have an Axe Effects amp sim back at home.
Nice.
I think that was for Sweetwater too. Maybe it was either no. Sweetwater doesn't do used stuff, does it?
No, they don't.
So it's probably Reverb. I think it was Reverb then.
Yeah.
But I got the Axe Effects 2 for like $1,100 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That thing's pretty sick. But what sucks is okay. So it's like if you guys need an Axe Effects 2 and you want to buy it for cheaper than when I bought it, because I'm just a neural DSP guy now. I'm turning into one of those kids.
The home team was using.
Axe Effects or neural DSP?
I'm using Axe Effects for their lead stuff.
Yeah.
They're all programmed.
Yeah. See, I would appreciate it if I knew what all the buttons did. I don't know what the buttons do. I'm just
Man. I'm scared of those things. I'd rather just plug in my amp and know exactly what I'm going to get out of it. Though, like Kemper's, Axe Effects, all that goes way over my head.
Yeah, even having amps with like 2 channels on it, that's way too much for me.
Yeah. See, it's like it sucks because like I am very much like into like audio design and everything, but learning it, it's like telling me to learn it. I hear zombie apocalypse and I freak out. You know, it's like it's just not gonna happen. But no, like, what was your guys' setup at the September 26th at the MU? Was that your guys' gear?
So I was using my orange head. I just have a TH30.
Yeah.
It sounds exactly how it should. But then, God, I'm totally blanking on his name, but the guitar player from the home team, I ran through his
John?
Mesa. Yeah, I ran through his Mesa 412. That thing sounded incredible.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
I used their gear for the bass.
Or were they running for bass?
What's that?
Or were they running for the bass?
He had a dark glass micro tube preamp or amp, and then that Ampeg
Fucking
12 or something like that. Yeah,
10. That thing was monstrous.
it sounded sweet.
Yeah, so that was actually like my first pop punk show, and what I really liked about the home, well, I guess I don't know, just pop punk in general. So live music is mixed differently than like deathcore, and I don't know. I feel like that's such a dumbass thing to say. It's like, of course it should be mixed differently live, right? It's totally different styles of music, but actually being able to hear the bass, like rather than just looking at like Kit or Rhino play, like rather I could close my eyes and I can still see where their hands are by just listening to the live music. But it's like deathcore, I can't hear bass.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, every guitar is down tuned to F or G nowadays.
Yeah.
It's hard to get that factor in there, but especially live, we really like a lot of bass. I like a lot of low end rhythm in the mix. So
I think bass guitar is severely underrated and underappreciated.
Yeah.
Thanks. Nice.
Yeah, no. So what's crazy is I don't know if you guys know what American Ninja Warrior is, but one of the guys on there, he was a bassist for a band called Immunus, and I was like trying to reach out to him on Instagram, like, hey, dude, I'd love to have you on the podcast and talk music and stuff. But I don't know, he's kind of like not doing the music scene too much right now. He's just like a fill-in musician. He's focusing really hard on Ninja Warrior because he's like one of the top 3 people in the competition. But yeah, I reached out to him in the beginning. I didn't know how far he'd even make it. I just thought it was cool that he played music too. I'm like, oh, let's see if this guy wants to be on there. And he ends up going to like the top 3 out of however many 100 go on that freaking thing. So it was just like, huh, nice, dude, right? But it ended up not happening. Totally fine, I get it. But what was cool about him in Immunus is in one song, I can't remember, but he had like a 30-second bass solo. And I'm like, that's nice. Yeah, so Kit, I think you need to write a bass solo for Stateparks.
I don't think I'm good enough, man.
You don't have to be good enough. You just have to go watch. Do you know who Ginger is?
Yeah.
Go watch their bassist get inspired. Their bassist is kind of nasty. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, he does the ginger playthroughs of just like bass, but he has like a little thumping technique and everything too.
Okay.
Kit, you should explain how you started playing bass.
Oh, I didn't start playing really any instrument. I noodled a little bit on guitar, but I didn't start playing instruments until they asked me to play bass for the band.
Kit was a football player his whole life.
That's so. How long have you been playing bass?
I don't know, how old is the band?
Maybe a year and a half.
Yeah, about that.
Nice, nice. Well, so do you? Well, all right. Pop punk is already like easy guitar riffs, which I appreciate too. It's like if I ever want to learn anything, it's gonna be fairly easy to just kind of like hear stuff out, rather than hearing like 1,000 notes a second by like Jason Richardson or something on a guitar.
Right.
But no, so how easy was it for you to pick up bass kind of on a whim like that?
I mean, it was all root notes for the most part. So it was fairly easy. Took a lot of practice though to be consistent.
Yeah, that's 90% of the battle as a musician. Like, I don't think I got like really consistent with like a metronome or like other instruments until like year 3 or 4. My guitar playing, but I also could just be, worse than everyone else, right? That's always a possibility. But you think you're gonna stick with pop punk then, or if you could play any music kit, what would it be?
Jazz.
You won't play
I don't
jazz?
know. What's that?
You won't play jazz?
No.
No.
I don't know. Probably hardcore. I think that's probably the most fun.
Oh yeah, hardcore is fun. So what hardcore bands do you guys recommend? I feel like as much as I like hardcore, my library in my head is very underdeveloped for bands for hardcore.
Actually, there's a band called Inclination. They're like a straight edge hardcore band. It's the guitar player from Knocked Loose is also the guitar player in that band, and they just released a record like 2 days ago, and it is fucking solid through and through. There's no skips on it. It is beautiful.
Inclination, you said?
Yeah. Yep.
You're gonna have to check that one out. Inclination, Origami Angel, and
Well, Origami's actually more of like I don't even know how you describe them, but they just released they're more like
They're like a Midwest emo mixed with like heavy pop punk. It's
But then they
different.
released like this random 3-song hardcore EP, and it is fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's too many. I'm like a big melodic hardcore guy, so like Misery Signals, Counterparts, that kind of stuff where it gets there's a lot of breakdowns. It's a lot of that hard like traditional hardcore sound, but then there's a lot of like melodic lead lines, and that's kind of more where my hardcore frame of mind comes from, I suppose.
yeah. No, I definitely need to get more into like the hardcore. Just like I would say for me, of course, like Knocked Loose is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Like that's like the side to my black coffee for breakfast, right? It's like that's a nice way to wake up. But yeah, no, I definitely appreciate the music suggestions. And no, I think this has been an awesome episode. And when you guys want to put out new music, this is what I've been telling other bands. I'm like, I would love to, if you guys want, do a private listen through, and we can talk about like what inspired certain parts of the music, and so it's like if you wanted that to be like a secondary release, like content to whatever you put out. So it's like it wouldn't be released until obviously it's not right, or we could do it after if you don't want to do private listening.
Right. Yeah, no, we're going to be in the studio again in the first week of December, and then once everything is mixed and mastered, we'll probably be in touch because that actually sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Yeah, I think it's super sick. Like that Home Team band I was listening to, the Doppelganger band, they sent me a little demo track, and I'm like, that's sick. Because my thing is just like I really like hearing unfinished music, especially before like if people do like third party stuff for sound design. I like hearing how the band exactly envisioned the song to be before it went and got touched up by someone else. And sometimes maybe the band can't get the sound that they really wanted, Like, but I feel like typically that only happens with like when bands have like labels. Like when Motley Crue got on with like Electro Records, just like you can hear the Too Fast for Love album, just totally different than like the rest of Motley Crue stuff. But it's like I like hearing like the demo tracks that they have. So I don't know. I wish more bands did like demo tracks now, rather than just like here's the polished song.
We might do it eventually. We're very early on in the. Well, I guess we have about half of the songs that are going to be on the EP demoed out and everything right now in almost their entirety. So maybe after we release the EP, we'll like, drop a few like, I don't know, minute long sections of what the demo sounded like and stuff. Cause I don't know, the songs are going to take on more of a life of their own once you get into the studio, and that's how it worked for us last time. We kind of went in with a general scope of what it was that we wanted to do, and then took the time and the kind of the pressure of being in the studio to hone in on like more of the specifics and stuff.
Yeah. No, I would definitely recommend doing that. And why I've been asking like other bands to do that I've been on is like, do you guys know Periphery?
Yeah.
I really liked how they did like a little documentary of like the recording process and everything. I love seeing stuff like that, just like the behind the scenes. This like if someone else that I look up to seems a little clueless in the studio, kind of makes me feel better when I'm mixing my own stuff, right? Well, I also like seeing the processes that they take, because I don't know if this is a healthy thing to do, but I like analyzing people. I like analyzing how people think. And it's like, I'm very intrigued with how people come to decisions about certain things. So it's like, if it wasn't for cybersecurity, I'd probably be a psychology major. So I'm just like very interested in like how people interact with like different things. And music is just like a one of a kind art, I think. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's like too deep of a topic to dive into. I don't know.
No, you're good.
But
No, I think I know what you mean, man.
Yeah,
I agree.
absolutely.
yeah, because it's one of it's one of like the only creative art forms that are entirely not visual, audio sensory. I don't know. What is not visual? I'm tripping up on words right now.
Like
dude.
unlocks like the primal thing in your brain, because I don't know. It's just music's been around since humans have been in tribes. So
Yeah.
So
is that right, Trevor?
a lot of times when we're writing stuff, like
50,000
I know
years
there's
ago,
emo stuff. I could listen to it and I could like imagine like being in a place like they played like a super nice emo riff, and I'm like, you know what, this reminds me of driving in the fall time with like leaves falling and shit. So I kind of know what you mean, man.
Yeah.
It like bands, it goes beyond just what you hear,
Yeah. Because I like the storytelling aspect. I like. Well, it's kind of ironic I say that, because my thing is, Trevor, you could be singing about whatever, and I'm never gonna pick up on the lyrics. Like it's my thing is, I don't know if like Jaydon, you experienced this, but like I feel this is my excuse as a guitarist. I just listen to all the layers of music. I'm not like focusing on words at all. You could be singing about the most morbid thing ever, but it could have like a good beat. I'm like, oh, guys, this is a really good song.
Yeah, I really like songs that sound super happy, but then they have like sad or dark words to them.
Yeah, I do too.
Maybe we'll get around to something like that eventually.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that song's brutal, but it
Yeah.
sounds so
School shooter.
Yeah. Well, you want to know, I think you guys can get away with it. I mean, that song won a Grammy. That's how. So it's like that's so. It's a little concerning how little people don't like listen to lyrics, because it's very clear that song's about school shootings. And I actually just showed that to my mom the other day too, and I totally ruined that song for her. She's like, "That's so messed up."
Well, it's kind of like any song that's on the radio. It's all about banging all the time, and it's played for children.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I feel like, I don't know. Like if you think about like the '80s hair metal stuff, or like even the band Wasp, aka it's literally an acronym for "We Are Sexual Predators." It's so bad, but it's like this was the stuff that was like popular in the '80s, but when the parents of like the kids who were growing up in the '80s were like, so you can't be listening to that. You're gonna turn into a devil, whatever. And now people are like, it's the light switch is in the complete off position, right? It's I don't know. I mean, I feel like there should be a balance as to what like is being just played for kids. I don't
A
know.
lot of those old like hair metal bands and even like rock and roll bands and stuff, there's a lot of pretty problematic stories.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, is it Motley Crue that has that song about she's only 16 or something like that? Yeah.
17.
Yeah, don't ever learn about your favorite artist, man.
Yeah.
Just his wife was 14 when they got married.
Yeah, it's
All kind of stuff like that.
yeah. So yeah, I try not even like look into like what the older bands did, especially ones that like I like Aerosmith a lot. Don't want to read into them.
Right.
Guns N' Roses. Don't want to read into them. Motley Crue's thing. I don't know. They just knowing that they toured with Ozzy and they like were snorting lines of ants and piss. It's like what are you doing? It's it makes you giggle and think it's like how fucked up do you have to be to like even have that like register in your head? Like
Yeah.
North is piss.
yeah. But no. So I actually did read into Motley Crue quite a bit, and Nikki Sixx wrote the Heroin Diaries book. And in like 1987, he was doing like $5,000 worth of drugs a day.
Jesus Christ!
Like, I just like $5,000 a day. It sounds like a better win than the what's that thing? The sweepstakes house thing. Like getting $5,000 every week the day you live, or every more week that you live in your life. Yeah, $5,000. What do you guys do with that money?
I buy a Lego Millennium Falcon first, I think.
Solid answer.
Yeah. That's all I got.
All you got.
I'd buy $5,000 worth of drugs.
What about you, Jaydon?
Oh, he just stepped
Yeah.
out for a second.
I think I'd probably just get completely covered in tattoos, honestly. Not on my face or anything, or my neck, just everywhere else.
You don't want to be Post Malone?
No.
I think you should get a knife on in between your eyebrows.
No, thank you.
What, to turn into a unibrow? Yeah, no, I don't know, tattoos. I have a buddy who has like a ton of tattoos. I'm very interested in tattoos, but it's like, Trevor, I'm still a broke college student. So, it's like, that's not in the market yet, right? But, no. But no, I think I should have to be getting wrapped up here. I have friends coming over soon.
Yeah,
Down
you
from
good, man.
Cedar Rapids.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate you guys being on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna do my best to make the house party. I do have a costume idea in mind. I just need to find someone with a black wig.
Black what?
A black wig. That's all I need.
believe in you. You can do it.
This can be a costume idea. I'm just saying that's like, well, just like 80s hair metal, Motley Crue. Do the black wig, come up with a guitar slung over my shoulder. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
That's the way to do it. But yeah. No, I appreciate you guys. Oh yeah.
Thanks for
If you want, that's up to you. If you want me to play, I've been playing for 8 years. I can play a little bit of Eruption if you want, but
Sick.
Okay.
yeah, I can't play too much pop punk. But if you want a little genre diversity at the house party, let me know. Or if you want to fuck around with a 7-string, got one right here.
Okay, yeah, I might be in touch with you.
Yeah.
Man?
Yeah.
Damn.
Huh?
I asked if that was a music man.
What else do you got on your guitar rack, real quick?
I got Big Red. That's a Fender Stratocaster, made in Mexico. That's a HSS setup. Then this is the one, dude. I really wanted to bring it to the home team show. I might have to bring it to the house party for you guys to sign. But yeah, there's the Stateparks sticker, by the way.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, then I have all these signatures and shit on the back from like Within Destruction, Enterprise Earth, Sentinels, stuff like that. I was really trying to get the home team signature on here though. Next time they swing through Iowa, or next time I feel like traveling. But no, oh, actually, crazy story about this guitar. Well, it actually has coil splitters here. I don't know if you guys can hear me like flicking these, but it's like instead of taking humbucker, you switch them in single coils with the switches. That's cool. But before this guitar, I traded 8-string Legator Ninja Pro. This thing plus a couple $100. Because I'm like, who am I kidding? I'm not toasting a bossy. I'm not playing 8-string, right? It's like I can chug the zeros. That's it. But then this is a Gibson Tribute. Yeah, it's a pretty guitar, dude.
Very nice.
Yeah.
they look sweet.
The only thing I don't like is the G string. It never stays in tune. You play a couple notes.
Yeah, they kind of suck, but they're great.
Yeah. Dude, what sucks is like the pickups in there. So nice, but it's the G string just never stays in tune. But what's crazy is that little Defender XE Strat. That guitar has just been so good to me. Like super low action. And it was like only like I think you get one for like $500. I feel like that's like one of the best bang for your dollar guitars in the market. That's my bias, my first guitar, of course. But that's just I don't know. That thing has always been good to me. I throw a thing in like drop C sometimes to play like some Kill Switch Engager, Bittertooth. Right. Works like a champ. That thing's my baby. And I'm only playing with Ernie Ball hybrid strings, like the 9-48s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's my baby. That thing covers E standard all the way down to drop C. I mean, drop C turns into like spaghetti noodles.
Oh yeah,
You should try the skinny top, fat bottom.
yeah, the 10 to 52.
Yeah, those are great. That's what we use.
What package coloring is that?
the bright orange one.
Yeah.
Bright orange. I'm trying to. I have this thing tuned in drop A or drop G.
Oh
And
wow.
It's not a baritone guitar.
Oh.
it's me just not caring. But yeah, I think I have like 12 to 50. It's the green pack. Whatever the green pack is.
Yeah.
There's the not even slinky or something like that. But yeah, then the black guitar, I think I'm rolling like 10.5s to 48. Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to give something a try that I thought would be good for Floyd Rose. As much as it sucks to set up a Floyd Rose, so worth it. It's so worth it.
Very good, but God forbid you like break a string and then your whole next 3 hours is going to be spent fixing a
Can you see this?
Oh, here it is.
Oh.
Yeah, that happened earlier this week, and I was like, no fucking way. So not only do I have to go get more strings, but I also have to redo all that. I literally just did it like 3 weeks ago too. I'm like,
oh yeah, dude. Floyd's they're cool for what they are, but it takes patience.
Just pay Guitar Center to fuck with it.
yeah. Hey, Floyd's. I like working on stuff though. I like being proud of what like I work on stuff too. So it's like I clean all my guitars. I polish all the frets, the bodies. I oil the wood and everything. That maybe I'm weird for that. I don't know. I haven't met like a lot of other guitar players that really take care of their gear like that. So I'm always like teaching my friends. I'm like, I'll do it like once for them. Like, hey, here's how you do it. Here's the stuff to clean your stuff. And I don't know. I just like feeling my frets not gunky, then the string's not gunky.
I hate seeing that nasty finger cheese on somebody's like maple fretboard. That's so gross.
Yeah, it's gross. I don't know. For a while I was doing it like every month, like everything. Fret polish, oiling the wood board, polishing the body. Now, no, I know, but it's like now I have 5 guitars. It's like, dude, that's so much time. But no, like I said, I appreciate you guys being on, and definitely want to break down your guys' future music that you put out. I'd love to have you guys back on here. We can do a live listen through, and you guys can talk about it.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, dude, and good luck with your guys' show tonight. I wish you guys the best. And
Thank you so much.
break the stage like the home team was. Unless it's your guys' own stuff, don't break your own stuff. But no, I appreciate you guys being on here. I'll be in touch with you guys soon, and I will absolutely. What do you guys want plugged in the description? Let's figure that out.
What do we want to plug?
You guys want to plug in OnlyFans or anything?
Yeah, shit. All
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah, you can plug our
stuff.
OnlyFans.
Our Instagram is Stateparks Band. And yeah, we have all of our updates about upcoming shows and music and all that good stuff on there. So
Absolutely. So you want just Instagram, or do you guys want your individual Instagrams, or I don't know if you guys have
Just
TikTok
put
or
the
anything?
band Instagram. I guess we have a Facebook too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get set good. Well, I would like.
Yeah, you can
Oh
do
yeah,
Spotify.
I'll do the Facebook, Instagram, and Spotify. Do those
when's
three
this-
for you.
When will this come out?
I'm trying to think. 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna send you like all the shows that we have the next few weeks, but if it's coming out after that, then
I can send me the shows. I can plug it on the band page, or not.
oh, okay.
Not the band page, the podcast page.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, let me know what those are, or yeah, send me something on Instagram and I can easily post it from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys and kill it tonight.
Yep.
See you guys.